Corporal Newman's going to walk us through some training and make sure that that doesn't happen in Havoc 1. We've been really good with our KI situation. We've had almost no KIAs except for people that got blown into the stratosphere or blown into some sort of bunker complex and their body became impinged in it. So I want to keep that up. So take it away, Corporal.
Thank you, sir. Alright, so I just linked the CLS document to everybody inside the Platoon chat. We're not going to go over the whole CLS document. This is just for reference if you guys want to, go into something and figure out what's going on without a medic around. So, we did some testing with the new mod pack, and basically what we found out is bleeding is turned back to realism. So, if you get shot by a PKM and get completely shredded apart, you are going to bleed out in a matter of 30 seconds. And that's not being dramatic, that's actually what happened. So, with this, it kind of changes our school of thoughts. Medics now have to actually worry about, making sure people are diagnosing correctly. CLS can't just put epi into somebody and bring them up because then they'll fall back down and die, which is considered blue on blue. So we're just going to cover the changes in the new mod pack, and then we're going to split up into squads, and the medics are going to go over with CLS personnel what they need to do differently now. So with the testing, we figured out that about the longest it takes for somebody to bleed out is up to 10 minutes. So if you get shot in the arm or in the leg and you're not paying attention, you can still bleed out while you're awake. And then you'll go unconscious and you'll sit there and go, what the fuck just happened? If you get shredded like a PKM, or with a PKM like I said, or completely obliterated by IDF or something like that, you can bleed out in up to 30 seconds. That's about the fastest we could get somebody to bleed out, and that is the worst case scenario, so it shouldn't happen too often. But what we did realize is, especially from the last, especially from the last task force event that we had, is with people not paying attention and not having to worry about blood, we have a lot of new guys who have never seen it. I mean, for medical section alone, we have 2 privates who, weren't around when blood was an issue. I was barely around when blood was an issue, so make sure for CLS that you guys are diagnosing. If you see somebody has lost a lot of blood, at that point, you can't bring them up. You have to have a medic on scene to bring them up. If you see that, start CPR. Once they're bandaged up, you start CPR. You keep pushing, if you're able to, until your medic gets to you. If your medic can't get to you, just start yelling out medic. Somebody will fucking hear you and run over to you. Let's see. Any of the other medics want to cover something? Alright, I'll take that as a no. So if you guys want to hop over to the CLS document. And you scroll all the way down until you see
User joined your channel.
Purpose of CLS personnel. Then you're going to keep going until you see morphine auto-injector and epinephrine auto-injector. There's 2 notes there. So, morphine shall never be used to treat pain in a conscious individual by CLS trained personnel. Morphine shall only be administered to unconscious patients as a means to return them to consciousness. CLS trained personnel who give morphine to conscious soldiers are subject to discipline. And there's a command announcement that follows after that. That basically states the same thing. If you do it, then you're going to get in trouble. If you ask for it, you're going to get in trouble. So we've had an issue with this once or twice since I've been here, where CLS will either A, carry extra morphine and give it to people for pain or self-diagnose, or B, somebody will ask CLS, and that CLS will do the right thing and say, hey, I can't do that. At no point will CLS ever give morphine for pain. It's one of my pet peeves. It's one of the things that Sergeant Redmond taking over is going to get pissed off about, and we've been super lenient about it up to now. So if we see it happen again, you're going to get in trouble. Period. There's no beating around the bush on it. There's no, hey, don't do that again, or slap on the wrist. You're going to get stripped from CLS, you're going to get a counseling statement, and it can lead to an NJP or UCMJ, whatever we call it now. Same thing with epi. If you don't diagnose and you bring somebody up and they die, that is blue on blue. You will get in trouble for it. If it's just a straight accident and you did everything right, you're not going to get in trouble. But if you're negligent and you kill somebody, that's now up to 10 minutes of that person can't be in the game. That's not fun for anybody. So make sure you're diagnosing. Make sure you listen to your medics and make sure you call them over if you have a question. Does anybody have any questions? I can't see the chat, so. Alright, PFC Arch.
Thank you, Corporal. For those of you who do not use the medical menu, the way to diagnose someone is to look at their head or torso through a tract, and then you will get the option to diagnose. Also, I know that as far as my squad is concerned, usually when there's like flesh wounds in combat and stuff like that, we wait for lulls in firefights to kind of check ourselves over, make sure that we're not bleeding or anything. Checking yourself over, that's going to be more important than ever, because as the corporal just stated, even a flesh wound to the arm, you can bleed out in 10 minutes. So make sure that everyone is taking a lot more time to periodically check themselves for any wounds, even though they may be relatively minor.
Specialist Grover, was there a reason for the red X? I'll take that as a no. Sir, was there anybody else in the chat? I can't see it. Okay. So now we're going to split off into squads, and we're going to have each of the medics go over a little refresher with CLS. Just making sure that people know how to diagnose, know what to call out, know what to say, okay? Alright, you guys can go ahead and split off and just find an area. Yes, sir, Margiotto.
We'll stand by. Go ahead, Sergeant Modio.
You going
Get
yelling,
on-
sir?
Hey
get
guys,
on
stand
yelling.
by.
I don't want to overstep my boundaries here, but the medics shouldn't be too quick to dismiss any help, I would have to say now, with this system. Am I assuming correct, Corporal Newman? I mean, we should still bring up security, but if somebody's pretty heavily damaged, when a medic comes on scene, we shouldn't just automatically leave that person with just a medic to fend for himself.
I completely agree with you, Sergeant Margiotto, and the way it should be working is when the medic comes on scene and starts working on that person, they should automatically be going through and saying, alright, this person's pretty fucked up, can I work on them on myself? If not, then they have to make that judgment call and say, hey, can I keep a person with me to work on them? If they can, then they, tell them to go away. So at that point, it's up to the medic and how they feel they can treat. If they don't treat them properly, then that's on them. But still, in that situation, it's the medic's call.
Copy that.
Anybody else?
I got something, Corporal.
Sergeant Linko?
More of a question. I know performing CPR will extend somebody's time before dying. Does that change at all with the new bleed-out system we have?
Negative. CPR will still assign any kind of amount of seconds between the numbers of 0 and 20. So it's not constant, it's completely random, but while you're doing CPR, they shouldn't die. We've seen it once or twice where they do, but they shouldn't. And then afterwards, it'll add any amount of seconds between 0 and 20. So the most important thing with CPR is just keep doing it. Don't stop. Sergeant L. Munson, you stood up earlier?
Doing yelling, Sergeant.
That's a nice rock there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, Sergeant Munson.
Sorry. Anyways, with the CPR, me and Sergeant Redmond did some testing with a couple other medics, and it seemed to only last for about 3 minutes with the CPR. So I don't know if he had told you that, but that's something that we found out.
What do you mean by last 3 minutes? Where it'll only extend the timer out to 3 minutes?
Correct.
Got you. Okay. I haven't tested it yet, Sergeant, and I was not informed of that, so I guess we'll probably take today to try to figure that out. So if anybody has issues with CPR, please send it up, so that way we can, make sure that it's still the same. And if it's not, then we'll make sure to push that out as well. Thank you, Sergeant Munson.
Thank you, Corporal.
Alright, I had a couple things. Alright, so if you're working on a guy and the medic comes up, he will take control of the situation. If he wants you to keep doing CPR, he will tell you to keep doing CPR. If he says, I got this, then you need to get out and start pulling security or doing whatever your squad leader needs you to do. the medics are going to be the ones that are prioritizing and taking care of the casualty control. Now, if your squad leader says, we got a fucking enemy squad rolling up on us, I don't give a shit about this guy, then you need to go and defend the squad. You need to get up and listen to your squad leader. He's ultimately the one in charge, not the medic. So if the squad leader and the medic are getting into it, the squad leader is the one you got to listen to. The biggest thing that I remember is anytime there's a firefight, you've got to check your own injuries. So as soon as that firefight is done, you're not getting engaged anymore, check and make sure you're not bleeding out. I think everybody's become kind of lazy about this because the bleeding rate was so small. I mean, it was 2 orders of magnitude less than what it is now. You will definitely bleed out if you're not paying attention. And also check your buddies. If you see they're standing on a wall and there's a puddle of blood underneath them, say, hey, you're bleeding. Take care of that.
Yeah, the bleeding was so small in the last mod pack, it literally was not able to be set that low. Ace Medical completely got rid of it. So, anybody else got any questions for me or for any of the medics?
Yeah.
I'm taking that as a no. Right. Yep. If you guys want to go ahead and split up into squads, squad leaders, you can choose wherever you want to go, and then the medics will cover the different CLS that's changed.
Okay, 1-3, we're going out to the trucks.
2, we can just line back up.
Just activate line back up in our last spot.
Shit. Alright. Yeah, come over here.
Well, Martin got to be a squad leader for about 10 minutes.
Thank you for stepping up, Sergeant Martin.
Stand up if you use the medical menu.
Specialist Quest, are you alive?
So, for you guys, like I said earlier, if you just use the normal Ace interaction,
I'm still curious as to
Let's
why.
conversation say again over.
Torso, you will get the
Well,
option
sorry,
to
Munson, it looks like Specialist Quest is not
It
alive
is
right
very
now.
important from now on
If
that
you want, I
anyone
can go
with
ahead and
CLS,
talk about the
and
changes.
again, the
Can we
CLS
move to the back of the
One
hangar
down
so
over.
I can hear 1-3 pretty fucking
anyone
loud?
with CLS, if they are approaching a
Here, hold
on.
command,
Let's go over
they
here.
make the decision
On mic,
to-
on mic, make sure that you're on whisper.
Let's go, Bets.
Grover,
Yeah.
change your loadout if you need to.
Okay.
I still would love to know why people get those sweeping okay. I'd like to know why people get those sweeping disconnects like that. Is it just the server hiccup thing, I wonder?
Yeah,
I think it is. Just like a drastic frame rate or something like that that just crashes people. But yeah, so since Specialist Quest is over there, I'll just start covering it if you're okay with that, Sergeant Munson.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so here is CLS qualified.
One mic, this is 1-6 and 1-1 over.
Go for one mic.
One mic, 1-4 mic is down if you want to go and start with the
1-2 mic is down as well, so I'm with them. I'll call over to 1-4 and tell them to meet us over here.
Alright.
It's a party.
Alright, well, I guess we'll wait for them.
Got the whole family here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
my,
you.
Everybody.
my favorite pals. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to squad training.
Hello.
Platoon training, Sergeant Carter.
Alright, well, since everybody's kind of DCing
sorry.
randomly,
So
I'll just go over it. So I asked 1-2, but for 1-4 as well, which of you guys are CLS qualified and normally carry CLS?
Not normal, but yeah.
Okay, so there's one guy. Alright, so for everybody in CLS, how long have you been dealing with blood? Who actually was here before blood got changed? So nobody. Alright. So with CLS, it's going to change a little bit to where you're not going to have as much that you can do to bring somebody up, especially if they get
We have an
fucked
AR
up
spot
real
open.
bad.
Not
I
Alpha.
don't know.
How are we doing, Bravo, Sergeant?
One
I'll
swap.
let you guys figure that out real quick.
As far as blood goes, Corporal Newman, I don't deal with it on the official stance, but
Bravo, this is actual radio check. Frequency 110, over.
Things like that have been in effect.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's basically going to run into that situation, except for our bleed out coefficient is a little bit different. So advanced medical will take different wounds and make you bleed out differently compared to that. If you get a avulsion where you're missing a chunk in your leg, you're going to bleed out faster than, getting a cut. But our medical system does not differentiate between those. It just says, hey, your right arm's wounded. So, even if you have a light wound on your right arm, you can still bleed. And if you don't pay attention to it, you can bleed out. For CLS personnel, what this means for you guys is you have to make sure you're diagnosing. By all means, bandage up first. You're supposed to diagnose first, but you can bandage up first if it's a critical situation. But before you bring them up, make sure you diagnose. Because if they have lost a lot of blood and you give them epi, they will pass out. And then when you do it again, they're going to die. It's not a bug, it's an actual implementation to where you're basically overdosing them on epinephrine and their heart's exploding. Sounds pretty cool, but doesn't want to happen to anybody. So, we were supposed to have some test subjects. Let me call 1-6 real quick. 6, this is Mike.
I volunteer to die.
Actual spec.
Volunteers tribute.
Are we authorized to use test subjects, or can you just spawn test subjects?
No, you can put somebody down.
Go for Mike. Copy that, Romeo. I don't want to shoot anybody, but so if 6 can spawn test subjects and we can test on them, that would be better. But if we can't, then I guess we can shoot somebody.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the system reacts to them going down. If it just kills them instantly, it's not much use.
If you want, you can shoot me.
Imagine
Are we authorized to test on
You
evil?
two are far too eager to get shot.
Yeah, go ahead. Use your Beretta.
Copy
Go ahead and
that.
shoot me.
All
I
Knights,
was
this is
just
one
gonna go
Knights.
grab
Be
a frag
advised for
grenade.
test subjects, grab
Carry
a random
my
person in
arm.
your
Oh,
squad.
Do not shoot me.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Join
Grab a
me.
random.
This will be good.
This is not a
I
moment I
mean,
wanted
this
to
is
live with.
between you two.
Well, shoot me this way so you don't shoot them.
Oh. Oh, shoot. That's a lot. That
It had
seems
to be
like a
in the
lot.
Okay.
1-6.
I am the
Can you
happiest
take
man.
Sergeant L. Munson
alive.
and make her bleed out timer.
You may shoot the
lost a
bride.
lot of blood. Hold on, Carrie. Hold on.
I'm thinking it's probably that already.
Okay, so if everybody wants to come around, no, she hasn't lost a lot of blood yet.
I can barely hear you, Philly. What's happening, man?
So, 6 is going to make it to where it's going to show that she has lost a lot of blood.
Absolutely.
So for you guys who don't use the medical menu,
Right.
you have to go to either the head or torso, and then click diagnose. If you use the medical menu, then it will automatically diagnose this for you. So it says she's bleeding right now. She's got wounds on her head, arm, and both legs. Which, here soon, it should change to lost a lot of blood.
How's that?
Yep,
Can't
there
even
it
get
is.
the
See how it
interaction
said,
menu to pop
for
up
the
on
guys who use the medical menu, it'll say lost a lot of blood. For the guys who
Yeah.
don't, once you diagnose, it'll say that. So, what we're going to do is, Specialist Reed, go ahead and start CPR on her.
Starting CPR.
So,
See if you
as
can get in
CLS,
there, Specialist
starting
Reed.
CPR
See
is
if you
going
can
to
get
help the medic
Medical menu.
get a little bit of extra time to keep her from dying. So, we're going to sit here, push, bandage. These are light wounds.
Quick point, Corporal.
Yep.
To perform CPR, you do need interacting on the chest.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do.
Also, do not
So now
cancel
that she's all
CPR.
bandaged up, if Specialist Reed here was CLS, he would sit there and call over his team net, hey, Sergeant Munson is down, I can't bring her up because she needs blood. And then that team leader will call over squad net for the medic, and if the medic can't make it in time, the medic will call over and see if anybody else can respond. Because at this point, CLS can't do anything. So we're going to go ahead and give her blood. So to do blood, if you are ever in a situation where you have blood for some reason, which please, for the love of God, if you're not a medic, don't have blood, you're going to click one of the extremities, just like morphine and epi, and you're going to transfuse blood. And it takes quite a bit of time. It takes almost the same amount of time as CPR. Specialist Reed, are you still doing CPR?
No, I thought you told me to stop.
No, keep going. If I did, my bad. So when you are going through and it shows the timer for applying this, the blood, it doesn't actually put blood into her system at that point. You're just putting the needle into her arm. Afterwards, you can watch, if you have the medical menu, where the blood is going to go down into her body. Now, Jesus, sir, you fucking killed her. Now, it says she still lost a lot of blood, so I gotta give her another bag. And if it doesn't fill up
Are
her
you
blood
using
on this one...
1,000 mil?
No, sir, we have to carry 500.
Right.
1,000 mils are too heavy. So once this goes out, if it doesn't, then I'll go ahead and give her an epi just to show you what happens.
Good damn.
Yeah, so it didn't.
Gave
So
her
I'll give
half
her
a
an
liter
epi.
of blood.
Yeah, I'll give her an epi, and it'll bring her up, and she should go back down. Yep, she's alive. Sergeant Munson, if you mind standing up. You should go right back down. That or... Alright, well, I guess she has enough to stay awake. Oh,
Oh,
there it
shit.
is. Alright,
She's
see what I mean? She goes back down.
Definitely a fighter, though.
Now, if I were to sit there and give her another epinephrine, she would die. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to have 6 bring her back up. 6, this is Mikey, mind bringing her back up.
Oh, I'm alive.
And she should be fully healed.
Welcome back.
But yeah, so even after 2 bags of blood, with how much she had lost, she could still die from that. So make sure you guys are paying attention when you're diagnosing, when you're fixing her. And especially for the medics, you know, this is going to change a lot for us now too. If somebody's fucked up, it's going to take our reaction time for mass cases and things like that and completely change it. In the old system, I could see 6 people down and I could bring them up in the matter of less than 30 seconds because I would run around and go epi, 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 epi. Boom, everybody's up and that would bandage them. I can't do that anymore. So now I actually have to spend time on each patient. So for squad leaders, just make sure, you know, for you, that means that if you have a mass cas, you could be there longer than what you're used to. And then medics, you might need more help than what you're used to. So it's going to change a lot for us. But with Havoc 1's record, I don't think it's going to be an issue. We're pretty quick about learning and adapting to new things. Just make sure if you have questions, you ask. And if you're not sure, stop what you're doing. For the medics, did you guys already go through all that stuff for them? Specialist Questa.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. PFC Arch. And I think 1-1 is still going over some of their stuff. If we want, we can all...
I don't think 1-3 did the demo either. You want to do the same demo with 1-1 and 1-3?
Sure.
We caught most of it. We're right here.
Did you guys see...
Yeah, 1-3 is right here, LT. We came in, I guess, after the guy got shot. If there's more we need to see, we can redo it.
Well, everybody's tracking how to diagnose, right? That's the big thing.
Roger.
Yes, Corporal, we covered that.
Okay, if everybody's tracking how to diagnose, then it shouldn't be too big of an issue. And then as long as CLS is tracking what they do when they see a loss of a lot of blood.
Idea. I killed him and moved him out to the field, and he.
So let's do this. PFC Bates. Bets. Beats. How do you say your name?
I don't know what that is.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute, Corporal. It's Bets.
Bets. PFC Bets. So, if you are a CLS personnel and you walk up and you bandage somebody up, once you diagnose them, it says lost a lot of blood. What do?
You call for a medic, Corporal. Or start
Exactly.
CPR.
Start CPR, call for a medic. If you walk up and it says lost a little blood, what do?
You bandage them, and then if they're down...
No. He's just going to respawn.
If they're down...
Oh, sorry, I thought someone said no.
No, yeah, don't worry about that.
You diagnose them, and then if it says you lose a little blood, you bandage them, and then I'm not quite sure. I just want confirmation on that, Corporal.
You give them an epinephrine. If they've only lost a little bit of blood, then you're cleared to bring them up.
Roger.
I thought it would be morphine first.
Yeah.
That's what I wasn't sure
you gotta
about.
give them morphine, but
Okay,
epi
so
would be the last step on that to bring them up.
Roger.
It's always more
And then,
first.
in all situations, you're still going to bandage. Go ahead, sorry, Munson.
So to the first one, you're not gonna want to just do CPR right away. You're gonna want to bandage them first. I want to make sure everybody understands that. If you want to have like a second buddy doing CPR, that's fine, but it's not gonna help their case if they lost a lot of blood and you didn't bandage them and you're just doing CPR.
Yeah, in that situation, you're pretty much just pushing blood out of them.
Roger.
But with that, does anybody have any questions? Can somebody actually call out if somebody marks a question down? Because I still can't see them.
I don't see any Corporal Newman.
Thank you, Sir Munson.
No, nothing.
Any of the medics got anything? This is y'all's squads, so if somebody dies, I'm gonna be pissed off at you.
Yeah, I got some.
PPC carry.
It was covered already since I had a little bit of a game crash, but once you begin CPR, you shouldn't stop until they're up at least. Because that's really going to be the only thing that's going to keep them going while we're administering blood.
I'm just gonna restart.
Alright. Ooh, I have an additional to that, Corporal.
I think it'll be fine.
Corporal Pike.
Yeah, if you are pushing CPR and you see the bar at the top kind of filling up, do not cancel that until it's done. If you cancel it, it will cancel the entire process and the CPR will count for nothing. You'll have just wasted a lot of time.
Yep. If it doesn't go all the way through and end on its own,
User
it doesn't
disconnected from your channel.
Alright, so other than that, I'll give you guys back to your squad leads. Oh, okay.
How did all that
by
hair
Arch.
get there? There's someone just
I'll
like,
give you
eh,
guys
fuck
back
it,
to
I
your
want to
squad
cut my
leads
hair
and
right now.
Squad leads, if you have any more questions for me or want me to go over anything else with them, just let me know. Copy that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go help out with 1-1.
It would appear carrying carrying one for actual having connection issues.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh, that was another demo going on. I panicked for a second.
Oh god.
Well, that was unnerving. That was fucking unnerving.
Yeah. Just watch that go down. That's fucked.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Bravo, this is Grover. Radio check on frequency 112.2, over.
Put it down, motherfucker. Put it down.
Kindness, not fucking that.
Not blasting each other away.
Yeah, I guess that's better than a cup of coffee, though, huh?
There's a mag in this guy.
That'll wake your ass right up.
I'd hope it does.
Voluntary
tribute.
Yo. Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, I'm on squad net, so.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Sergeant, sorry about
No.
all the fucking modifications that happened lately.
To us each.
No, you're good. Just make sure you get situated later.
Bets, this is Grover. Radio check on 112.2, over.
Right.
But if you need help, let me know. I mean, I'm not very much help, but I can at least ask people that do know. Afterwards,
Roger.
So, yeah.
Is your mic muted again?
1-1.
Haven't been feeling well, but if you let me know,
Grover, this is Bets, Regia, Lima Charlie on 112.2, over. Yes, it was.
Solid copy, Grover.
What happened to Barton? Sergeant Barton?
Sure.
He's
Let's
rebooted.
go.
Ah.
He left something in the barracks that he did.
The bottom right, it
Oh, we had
says,
one
it
thought.
said Sergeant Barton, Battlestar Launcher.
Oh, did he go unconscious?
This was his marriage therapy.
I love how you kept your pistol out the entire time, just in case she needed more rounds, Sergeant.
Who's this? Corporal, I'll be right back.
He would be, we'll call
I
him
don't like
Jack.
it. It's a fucking waste.
No, don't let him go.
No.
No, no.
No, he's
No.
gonna try to kill somebody. Motherfucker, I just apprehended him.
So, as a team lead, your CLS personnel comes over.
There we go.
This guy's lost a lot of blood. What's your job?
Are you muted, Sergeant?
This is. Wait, this. Look at this guy's name. Juju.
CLS can no longer bring him up.
Billy.
Nope.
Says this is Juju.
Does not have those yellow tracer mags. Double check all your kit, make sure.
DFC Little Bear. So, when you come
Yeah,
up
you gotta
on
put
this,
more weight in our
first thing you
right
do.
side. Right? That's what I'm gonna. Yeah, that's what we're just gonna walk around the entire time. What the fuck?
Oh, make sure you guys don't have yellow tracers. If you do, swap them out. It's best for belting. Okay, yeah, just no yellow tracers. It just because the old.
You just put them down for the sake of everybody.
But
You swapping out bags there, Bets?
Roger.
I don't know what's going on here, Sergeant Munson.
Yeah, I'm not for you there.
Roger. How many stem mags are we supposed to have in our backpack?
I think 7 stan eggs and 3 of the red tracer.
You,
Start in the morning, right? You know, like, fucking, you know, we went shooting after high school, and yeah. So I love.
did you set them up with all the other stuff too, like paint?
But it's an interesting looking back.
Okay, and did you get them the key binding?
Such a stark difference from my up.
Did you get them the quick paint?
Oh my god. Yeah.
User joined your channel.
Yeah.
This is how hippie live.
Quick paint and quick prisoner are two really nice ones.
Out of town is like middle of fucking nowhere. Like dirt roads middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah. So we like go out of town like
take
10
prisoner.
minutes and just go on a
If
dirt
somebody
road,
tries to
sit in
run
the back
away,
of my
it's
friend's
really
truck.
useful to have.
All 3 of us or 4 of us in the back would have shotguns and literally just blast buddies and
It's
go down
equipment
the road.
for the paint.
That's how we
is
started
common for the
mornings. Like that
All
was
right.
like a Friday after payday. Like, let's go blow some.
That's
buddies.
how I always
That's what
grab
we would do.
people. Hit one button and it takes them prisoner
Started
instead
off.
of having to interact.
All right. Everybody's rally up. Hard-ass squad's back in the center school circle.
What the copies?
What for copies? Alright, school circle, there we go.
Actually, we're gonna move outside this little bit.
Going outside.
We're moving outside.
It looks like we're forming up
That
here.
lets you. It's shift F1, but I put it on 5 because
They said school circle outside.
Hey. Alright, we're going out.
What the fuck?
All right, first thing. These are the new trenches. There is a visual display bug where some people may see these as white with like green splotches on them. Just ignore that because give it a minute and they'll turn into grass and dirt respectively. I don't know what the problem is. It's been passed up to S4. They're taking a look at it. So yeah, so this is the new small trench, and there is an interaction on it that you don't need an E-tool. You can put it on there, and there is camouflage. You can add or remove it, and this is the new large trench. You'll notice that it's almost as tall as I am, so there's no more like kneeling behind the trench to look over. If you want to do that, you have to do this small trench. So these bigger ones over here, these are, what are they called? Giant trench. So this is the giant trench over here. And then this one's a vehicle trench. Go ahead and move over here and take a look at them. So this is the giant trench with camouflage on, and this is the vehicle trench. So you see it's kind of like a little box. You can park your Vic in there, and I don't know. I'm not really sure how much safer it's going to be. It's going to it's going to keep your tires safe at least. These are authorized for use. Camouflage, as far as I know, no SOPs come out for areas about if they have camo, then you technically can't see them or not. But I don't know. I think it's fine if you want to use it. If you don't, I don't really give a shit. So if you see the display bug where you see it's like a white texture with like green splotches, looks really fucking terrible. There's a picture of it in the armory if you want to look. Just ignore that. Just maintain immersion. Don't say, God, that looks like shit. And we've had issues where like I've dug a trench and I see it as white with green splotches, and then the guy standing right next to me sees it just fine, and then I see his trenches look fine and all my trenches look terrible, and then I turn around a minute later and all my trenches look great. Sergeant Lenko.
Guilty. 2 questions. One, how do you apply the camo again? I might have missed it.
So on any of them, there's just an ace interact. If you just go up to them, you use your ace interact key.
Alrighty.
It says remove trench, remove camouflage. There's add camouflage.
Alrighty. And secondly, do we have to worry about if we're building a vehicle trench? We build the trench before we get the vehicle in place. Do we have to worry about it like clipping under the truck and flipping it?
Yeah, don't park the Vic until the trench is built, because you're going to be standing right next to it too, also. So.
Alrighty. Thank you.
And these giant trenches take a long time to dig, so I don't recommend digging them if you're not sure we're going to be there for a while. So it's the biggest change is that you can't just crouch behind this is the standard trench. This is the large trench that we always dig. And everybody kneels behind it and groups up so that they can all catch one frag. Now it's going to be, you can duck down and be safe, or you're going to have to brace on top standing up. But it will cover most of your body. Private Muller.
Thank you, sir. These trenches, all of them can be canceled early to make a variation in height. So if you need a trench quickly, you can kind of make the same trench right here, half size, and it'll basically be the same trench that we used to use, just without all the weird fucking bumps in it.
Yeah.
So if you need a quick trench, that's just like the bar goes up halfway, press escape, and you have a quick trench. Or if you got time, make the full trench.
Very good. All right. Any other questions, comments about these trenches? Like I said, if you see the textures fucked up, just ignore it. Don't say anything. Maintain immersion. Last thing's over by the arsenal boxes. I want to show you.
Say again? I do have a question about the trenches, sir.
Go ahead, Corporal Newman.
So last time during Task Force Alpha, somebody brought up that you can dig a trench on buildings and asphalt. Did we figure it out if it would actually build the trench or if it was
No.
just
I'll
there?
figure it out right now.
I wouldn't let me put a trench out here. I tried it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't dig a trench on asphalt, Corporal.
It doesn't give you an indication that it's not going to either, though.
It just doesn't.
It just
work.
doesn't show. Yeah, when you try to click it, it just goes away. All right, let's go over by the arsenals.
X marks the spot.
A lot of weird things with that particular map. Like the windows are bulletproof.
All right, so another thing that was added in the last mod pack.
Yeah, boss, he's right beside me.
Is the ability to put a weapon on your left shoulder. So if you see Top running around, Top will definitely be running like this. So shotgun over the shoulder, long rifle in hand. This is authorized for all riflemen, but if I see you out there without a fucking AT on your back and you're carrying a shotgun, I'm gonna get up in your ass about it. So I don't actually think shotguns are all that useful. Sergeant Munson.
Thanks, LT. A couple things. First, if you save this in your loadout, it won't actually save with a second
may
weapon.
actually fuck your load up out of.
Yeah, so that is one thing. The second is if you notice if Lieutenant Burke kind of runs around, it's laggy as all hell as far as the gun is concerned. So
yeah, I think it
looks like shit.
Yeah, like if it's on your back, you won't notice, but everyone else will. So it's really bad. So I don't know if that's something S4 needs to do or what, but
I think this just needs to go away. I don't like it.
All right, that's all I had, LT.
Was it Corporal Lenko?
Yes, LT. Thank you. I just want to say there's two options if you are carting another weapon on your back. You can either use a scroll wheel to switch or your Ace Interact menu. The Ace Interact menu is a lot faster, I've found.
There you go. It doesn't do the same weird interaction, same animation.
It speeds up the animation. I'm not sure what the difference is, but it is what it is.
All right. Any questions or comments? I was gonna go over the enhanced grenade throwing, but we're kind of running short on time. So that's been in the mod pack for a while. So if you don't know how to interact with the advanced grenade menu, then talk to your squad leader, and I'm sure they would be glad to share it with you. Let's see. All right, squad leader's on me. Everybody just stand by.
Hey, for everybody else, you all saw how quickly somebody could bleed out and how much blood they would need, right?
Hey, firm.
Roger.
Yeah. So, I mean, for, LT Burke, he was down for all of a minute, and he required 4 bags of blood. Yeah, it's almost 2 liters of blood there. So, make sure you keep that in mind. Did anybody have any questions about anything that was talked about? Can somebody actually call out if somebody put a key or anything like that? 'Cause I don't know.
I think Private Mueller had something earlier, but kind of got passed over.
Mueller? Or PFC Mueller?
That's fine, Corporal. Disregard.
Okay. Stand here in awkward silence.
Heard somebody singing Kumbaya. We want to start that up again?
No, let's not do that.
Actually, I guess my question can be kind of relevant. Regarding the shotguns, I did some testing with it the other day and found that certain soldiers and a lot of the, enemy OPFOR that we encounter could take 5 shots of buckshot to the chest from literal point-blank range without going down. So I don't know how much actual use. Yes.
Go on Whisper. Everybody, make sure you're on Whisper. We can't hear over.
I had a question for the task force. Okay.
We'll cover it after.
Disregard that.
I do have a question for the rifleman in the platoon in regards to that loadout kit. Does that change how we equip our DMRs now? Because now they can have their...
I asked the LT about it.
I missed that then.
I had asked the LT. He said there's no official SOP yet, but they are probably will be soon.
Good.
For the mics, did you guys redo your loadout since we used blood and stuff?
Not yet.
Yeah, just go ahead and grab some more. Yeah, if you guys used any medical supplies or anything, now would be the time to resupply on that.
Bravo, this is actual radio check frequency 112.2 over.
You said to grab
Yeah, Lima Charlie on 112.2 over.
4 bags. Is that gonna be enough for
Solid copy, Bravo out.
So as of right now, our SOP only allows us to carry 3 to 5, excluding platoon medics, because we're allowed to carry however much we want. So I'm only allowed to let them carry 5, but I'm carrying 10.
Off comms 30, sir.
It should be 20. But that was also a worst case scenario where LT was already low on blood. But I mean, like Sergeant Munson required 3 bags of blood, so.
I'm just worried about, the entire squad catching like an IDF salvo and everybody being wiped and nobody having enough blood and yada yada yada.
Yep, I completely agree with you, Sergeant Lico, and we've pushed up our concern about it, but I mean, as everybody knows, it takes a while to get things authorized. So, unfortunately, what will most likely happen is we'll have a huge mass gas incident, and we'll lose almost the entire squad. And then after that, things will change.
2
Yep, I know.
rounds,
I agree.
2 red rounds.
It's the same thing with... Yeah, it's the same thing with Havoc 4. Havoc 4 has no mic and isn't allowed to carry blood. What the fuck?
What the hell? Piggyback ride Questa.
And 7 HEDP.
Yeah, so...
You can grab like 5
well,
more HEDP.
we're trying to push it up, and once it changes, we'll go back to carrying 10 bags each, and then I'll probably carry 15.
Yeah.
But until then, I can't authorize them to carry 10 because it's against our SOP.
I can't imagine they weigh all that much either.
Yeah. They're pretty heavy. It's the heaviest medical supply we have.
I mean,
back on comms.
What is your usual weight? I have no idea how much you actually carry.
Let's see. So I currently weigh. I totally forgot how to figure out how much I weigh.
Should be at the top of your little inventory bar.
Yeah,
like
no, it's not there.
I am 41.74 kilograms or 92.03 pounds.
You might need to toggle it in your base options.
I got a question.
Did that change?
Maybe.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that's
it
just
can
in
be turned
base
off.
options.
Yeah, listed at the top of your inventory otherwise.
Dang, my mic was off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an option in your base configuration.
Where would that go? Where would I go for that?
Fuck. I don't know.
Game?
It's gonna be configure, add-on options, and let me find it.
I
see.
Yeah.
User.
Well, it's not there is the issue.
That's why you're Juju.
Can I get a range on that?
Fuck. 58.
Yeah, you can't weigh that much, man.
Pounds, not kilos.
Pounds.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
That's light.
In our squad?
It's gonna be under add-on options. I need to figure out where it is.
Ace user interface, maybe?
I just looked through there. I didn't see it. Look again.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, the reality is, if you're only 2 out of 5, we're gonna lose people.
Oh, totally. No, it's not there.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Where is it?
Under user interface?
Yeah.
I know.
Bets off comms 45 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're...
Because if you stop the bleeding, it's Carter and the others.
Technically, right.
Yeah, just throw my
Right.
flag over there. Exactly, so... Oh, totally.
Bateman, monitor squad. I'm busy at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll try to set up at like till 2-8 or further down from there, somewhere around there.
That's kind of fun. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
I got shut down so hard.
Alright, 1-2 on me.
Bravo on actual.
Hey, LT. The shotgun's not bugging out anymore. It looks normal on you.
Bravo, follow Sergeant Carter.
1-1. Alright, I missed it. What's going on?
For the record, I was addressing the platoon.
Pull out your maps.
Oh.
Do what now?
Yes, Martin. Do you know where I need to go to be able to turn on to see how much I weigh in my inventory?
Over there, Joe, you there?
Streamer option?
So, basic briefing here. So you guys see the...
Yes.
We're currently here at 550. Out to the west.
Well, that's dumb.
Already?
Town of Regina.
Say again?
There's a checkpoint.
Crap, where is stream? I have that turned on. But I don't know where...
Oh, copy.
Marker, basically onto that checkpoint.
Yeah, if everybody got their maps out? If you look over to the northwest of our position, you should see objective and checkpoint on the map.
But I want our goal essentially is going to be to the northern end.
Alright, so 1-4 is going to be either on Hill 7721. I guess they've got it marked there near Hill 28. We're going to be. We're going to try to get down.
Only way.
I'm not going to call it a hill. 3.
How the fuck does he only weigh 50 pounds?
Beach, beside the checkpoint, so we'll push up to the checkpoint.
I weigh 80 something.
After we clear the checkpoint, then we'll push into.
He was like 56 pounds. I weigh 80 pounds right now.
And then we'll have the western.
No, 56
I got
pounds
one.
for a
Sorry.
medic.
Section and push through and clear.
Where
I
are
weigh
we
80
inserting?
pounds.
We're gonna be teleported somewhere near.
I'll tell you. They weigh 0.3 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or about 8 kilograms. Oh,
You guys can see my little
0.23 kilograms.
Grab me my dignity.
Yeah, so we're gonna be here.
So,
Force
you know,
here.
23 milligrams.
Yeah, I don't know. He's handcuffed up there.
Probably here. And so
It is
like I
light,
said,
but it's the heaviest thing we have as a medic,
bring this up here,
besides ammo.
push in,
Yep.
Sergeant Milius, do you know where we're
handcuffed him.
Bets, this is actual.
Yeah, 1-4 and 1-3 are gonna be up here as Overwatch.
We're in the eastern side of the hangar.
Copy that.
Roger that.
Copy that.
Other than that, that's all I got. So we got 2, 3-man fire teams, right?
Yeah, right.
Grover's 3. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna kind of have to be in 3-man buddy teams, so to speak.
Do you know where we're inserting?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Bets is actual on point 2 over.
All right. Anyway.
Go ahead
yeah,
for
just
bets.
kinda
Sorry, I was
sit
on
in buddy
mute.
teams.
Roger, that's what I was checking on. Thank you.
Roger.
Thanks, Juan.
And then we'll just bound by teams, basically, as we push. Now, we're inserting, just if you look south, you'll see the insert marker.
Yep, right there.
What you got?
061073.
Yeah, so immediately we're going to kind of push up to
We'll be heading
here.
north, I assume? Okay. Yep.
And then I want to mark our kind of staging position here.
Bravo, eyes and ears.
All right. Any questions? Okay. All right.
Clear the lock and load. You will be eventually.
Bravo, lock and load. Make sure your earplugs are in.
It doesn't matter. I don't have any sound.
Bravo, line up to the flagpole northwest. Bravo's move. Disregard.
Bravo's moving.
It changes from time to time.
Emergency. Go over there and we're gonna wait.
Or why? Sorry, do you want to take point?
So, yeah, that was
McCoy?
You want to get in front there?
No.
Lead the way?
I can if you want.
Exactly.
No, I was just gonna line up behind you, and then I think we should separate as fire team, so have you guys falling behind you.
Oh shit, they are.
For now. Go ahead.
Bravo, falling behind now.
Okay.
Roger.
Alright, all squads, lock and load.
Do one of you guys have?
Who?
Almost?
Who's taking over?
Okay, thank God.
Alright, you guys are clear. As soon as your squad leader wants you, go ahead and teleport to Bravo.
Do it.
Go to Bravo.
We're waiting on Langford.
I'm here.
Roger.
Never mind, he's here. Let's go.
Just yeah.
User disconnected from your channel.
Make sure you check your plugs and shit.
Ear check. Make sure you got your earplugs in. All that good shit.
I can't do both, really.
Gotcha. I'll be on the radio.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Bravo, y'all here?
Betts is here.
Drover's here.
Okay, Alpha Bravo, let's go ahead and
Bravo's all
full
here.
security to the break.
Okay.
Southeast Tempe.
Alright, just make sure that RTO stays with you.
Pressure blast, I'm coming to you guys. Actually, looks like you guys are set up better position.
Yep.
Yep.
Copy.
1-2, over.
1-2-1-6, send it.
2's ready to move. Northwest, bearing 327.
Stand by for movement.
Copy.
327.
Coordinate with the other assaulting element and begin your movement out to the northeast or northwest.
Copy 1-2, Oscar Mike. 1-1, you want to fall in behind us, over?
All Max, this is one Max. Be advised, I'm going to be stepping back a lot on this.
1-4-1-3.
Talking to each other about what you need.
Bravo, let's move.
We're heading out of bearing a 3-5-5 time now.
Fucking blends in with the surroundings.
Hey, head out 3-5-5 Alpha, take point. Correction, Bravo, I think you have more men. Roger.
Bravo copies. Oh, this is Bravo. Send traffic over. Oh, this is Bravo. Solid copy on your last. Be advised, we're roughly 25 meters behind you at our fastest pace, over.
We're gonna take the left side.
Are you firm?
Let's triple time it. Catch up.
Or actually, we're just gonna follow the road. Don't move out 327.
Actual is Bravo over. Actual is Bravo. Be advised, we're very close to the roadside here. Maybe you want to shift position to the northeast a little bit. Bravo out.
Bravo copies. Now, Bravo, we're taking points since Alpha is a smaller team. Let's keep moving.
Shots west.
Single contact down.
Bravo, move into some cover. Concealment.
Solid copy.
Just keep pushing, Bravo.
Alpha, this is Bravo over. Alpha, this is Bravo. Be advised, you have one man left behind. Over. Solid copy.
Bravo on me. We're taking point. Over.
Are you firm?
Solid copy.
Negative 1-3, we are good to go.
Let's clear this house.
Bravo, let's clear this house out.
On your 6.
Last man set. Right, looks clear. Going left. Let's clear doorway.
Got a door to your right.
Door's locked. Building clear.
Bravo on me. Actual's getting away from us. Over.
On your 6, boss. And your red
To your left.
on, by the way.
Yeah, no. Bravo, hold here. Let Alpha bound over there. Oh.
Solid copy. Alpha, this is Bravo. Over. Alpha, this is Bravo. Be advised, we are set. Clear to bound to the blue building with the black roof. Over. Yeah, roger that.
One, two.
The friendlies to the north, moving up in line with Alpha.
We're gonna bound to the tree line just to our west, and then get set up there in our ambush, well, in our attack position.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Send traffic. Over.
Let's move. Wait one. Wait one.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Solid copy. Waiting for you to clear. Over.
Let's go.
Solid copy. 30 Sierra. Over. Bravo's Oscar Mike. Check net.
Actual's got eyes on something to the west. Let's keep moving. Push it through. I see smoke. Get on line with Alpha.
Hey, firm.
Sweep northwest. 328 in the trees.
I got one down.
Push up on line.
Reloading.
Now this Bravo, we are pinned down from something to the northeast. Don't have eyes, but hearing shots over. Solid copy, take a mic.
Bravo, guns up. We're sweeping through this online with Alpha.
Bravo, copies, guns up.
Solid copy.
Alpha, this is Bravo, over. Alpha, this is Bravo, be advised, we're slightly behind your position, moving online, time now, over.
Walking pace, walking pace.
Be advised, we're caught up, over. Man, this is it.
Yeah, roger. Yeah, we're right behind you. You're shifting north. Alright, Bravo, let's step to top. Shift to the east.
Roger.
1-1-2 over.
Just got a tree.
Alright, slow down a bit. Hold pause.
Bravo copies holding.
Take the eastern sector. Make sure we're checking our 6 as well.
Affirm. Looks like we got friendlies to our southeast.
Audible on a big.
You got a bearing or direction? Solid copy.
Bravo, let's push up.
Alright, I think it's it.
Oh, in case you missed it, that's 40 mics cleared into town.
Roger.
Bravo, hold.
Copy, we're maneuvering out. Alright, we need to push northwest, bearing 3.
We need to move northwest 312. Let's go, 312.
Munson. Don't stand up, Munson.
Oh.
Alright, you're clear to stand up now. I'm moving.
Keep moving, Bravo. Keep moving, gotta sweep everything out.
Bravo copies moving.
Get cover, get cover, get cover.
Get in cover.
Hey, get that loft.
Right in front of us, 100 meters, right in front of us. Hit the fucking ass end of it.
Hunt, something's 100 meters in front of us. Sounds like they need a law.
Is it effective? Alright, hit it again. Great. 1-2 follow-up shot. Hit it.
Bravo, let's move.
To your right. I'm on your right.
Actions Bravo, be advised. Eyes on checkpoint. 269er.
White smoking the checkpoint.
I just took out the gunner in the tower.
40 the dog shit out of that compound.
Solid copy.
Might make that compound.
Bravo copies.
Pushing up.
One, 1-2.
There's still someone in that Hesco tower. Put one through
1-1, 1-2 over.
No effect.
I think he's dead. He might be down already. Alright.
Bravo, pull back.
Alpha, break contact. Pull him back.
I was hit.
Bravo copies. Falling back.
Alpha copies. Pull him back.
1-1's wrecked. We gotta go support him.
I got a bandage.
Actions Bravo, be advised. We're bandaging time now. We're not Oscar Mike at this time. Over.
Right, I'm good.
Bravo's Oscar Mike.
Ship bearing 162. Disregard last order. Hold position.
Solid copy, Bravo, disregarding, holding position.
Crossing your fire.
I got friendlies coming in for us from our southeast.
Solid copy on your last. Be advised, the checkpoint is being overtaken by friendlies at this time. Over. Bravo's going to push back to our last position.
Bravo on me.
Hey, firm.
Copy that.
No, they actually took off without saying anything, so we're the last ones to move.
Alpha Bravo's in traffic, over. Solid copy on your last. No problem. Bravo out.
This is Havoc 1-3. Like report the checkpoints are this time. Okay, guys. Ace report full security.
This compound is not clear. He's on the fucking west side. He's on the right.
Where?
He's right there on the fucking corner. You had to walk past him unless somebody got it.
1-2.
There's a guy there. Sorry.
This 1-2, we're pushing along the MSR infantry line now.
Bravo, let's ship to the north.
On you.
Bravo copies. Getting online, and we're gonna pull security over.
Bravo, hold when you get online with Alpha.
We're gonna hold position here.
Bravo's got northeast.
You and 1-4 to get to position.
Got northwest.
And then we'll start moving into town.
Audible, possible audible on a Vic West.
As soon as I started reloading. That sounds bigger than something I can shoot.
Bravo copies. Still pulling security northeast.
Got a track vehicle on the road.
About 50 meters.
Bravo, let's shift to the south.
Affirm.
Continue moving west.
Pull up here, moving left to right.
Alright, take cover.
Now, please. Hit the front of it then. Aim at the front.
70. Oh, Jesus, missed. Down.
Before you miss, 1-2 follow up. Follow up shot.
Hold here.
We got friendlies northeast.
We got friendlies northeast.
You just need to hold there while we get on the line, and we'll push together to that tree line. Hey, plan for push out about fucking like 25 meters at the go 4-3.
Actual, this is Bravo over.
Send it.
Be advised, 1-3 is to our northeast at this time over online.
Yeah, copy. They're gonna push all the way to their marker, and then 1-4 is gonna get in their spot, and then we're gonna push in.
Bravo copies. Bravo out.
One Romulus, 1-2 over.
Bravo, we're gonna pull security here while 1-4 and 1-3 get in their positions before we start our exercise over.
Solid copy.
Affirm.
Can you try to stick near 1-1 so I can keep track of them over?
Actually,
okay,
it's Bravo
copy
over.
that.
Solid copy. Audible on same shots. Bravo has no eyes. Request permission to move up.
Yeah, go for it. Maneuver north.
Bravo, let's move.
Help 1-3
Northeast.
On your 6.
Solid copy. Shifting northeast.
1-3, 1-2.
Let's go 0-0-2-5.
Send in my fire teams out to bolster you guys until that contact's down, and then
We got friendlies front. All around front. Let's try and get some eyes out and see if we can help these guys. Let's shift to the northeast still.
On you. This Bravo, send it. Solid copy. Be advised, I'm with 1-3 and 1-4. They're taking fire from the front. They're spread out west to east over. Solid
look like
copy.
they're like 355. No slope.
355 down slow.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
I just downed 1 or 2 possibly laying down. I'm reloading.
Copy. Our light's dead.
Dropped another.
Charlie copies.
Bearing 341.
We're gonna push up more.
I've been hit. There's a guy danger close in front of me. 348.
On your flank while you get held down range.
Are you bandaging?
Okay, guys, now we're going to transition a little bit east, spread out, and then to make sure we're securing the flank break. Then I want you guys to transition north once you guys have eyes and start moving into the building to clear it.
Myself time now. We had enemy danger close.
Charlie section copies.
Roger, can you peel out to the east? Roger, where's 1-4's MGs at? Stand by. Alpha holds position.
You good, Burton?
Yeah, I've lost some blood, but I think I'm good. Let's move.
Let's move. 256.
On your 6.
Shift direction south.
Hey, Doc. Mike, this is Bravo, over.
Juju.
Mike, this is Bravo, over.
Alpha Bravo, got one guy in that finish.
Specialist Cuesta.
2-1, keep an eye out for any more from there in that area.
So 1-2, solid copy. That was the game plan.
Actual, this is Bravo, interrogative, over.
Go for it.
I've lost comms with the Mike. Do you have comms with him, over?
Nope. West side, can't hear you.
Bravo, move up on the wall.
Alpha Charlie is stepping up.
Where are you seeing him at, boss?
By the sign, past the fence.
How's on? Oh, there's some kind of bunker there.
Where are they?
There's a bunker. It looks like there's one on the corner of a wall.
Alright, Bravo, get across the road and start.
Bravo, shift across the road.
Copy, we're in position as well, moving out.
On your 6.
40 going out.
Bravo drop 1 time. Gunner in a bunker. 017.
Got a Vic on the road.
We need a shot. I need Doc on my pause when he's done with Alpha, over.
I'm right here.
I need you.
Yeah.
Reloading. I've lost some blood. I'm in pain.
We're taking shots and I have no idea where from.
Bravo's possibly taking shots from the west. Over.
Bravo, sound off.
I got a guy inside this building to my left. Inside this teal building. I got a guy on this teal building to my left.
You up, Burton? Just got up. I need Doc again. Doc, this is Bravo. I need you on my pause again.
Bravo, actual, this is Betts. I got a guy inside this teal building to my left that I'm standing outside of.
Solid copy. Grover, help him out.
Alright, opening door.
This is Bravo, send traffic over. Alpha, this is Bravo.
Going in, going left.
Be advised, we are taking fire possibly from the northwest at this time. Great.
Got one down.
Your corner's clear. Left corner.
Yours looks clear.
Like I'm getting hit through the wall.
Going in, going left.
Going right.
Get through the door, damn. Clear. It was hard to get through that door.
I'll mark.
Friendly's coming out. We downed one inside that building. The building's clear.
Roger that. Move up to the next building and clear it.
Copy, clear them out.
Roger that, doing so time now.
Yellow smoke to our west.
Friendly.
On you.
Crossing.
What's clear? Doorway.
1-1, this 1-2, over.
Door's locked. Actual, this is Bravo, over.
You guys all good over there?
Go ahead.
Alright, keep pushing up.
You guys all good over?
Friendlies.
No contacts in that bunker complex.
We are on each other here.
I think Sergeant Barton just went down. Barton went down.
Yeah. 150.
I'm back up.
He's back up.
This is medic's down.
Actual.
She's coming out.
Did you say Mike is down?
No, he's managing, sorry.
Oh, God damn it.
You gotta use green first.
Yeah, I know, I forgot. There we go. Alright, Alpha, keep pushing up. Push north.
Actual, this is Bravo. What's your status, over?
All good. I'm moving.
Solid copy. Alpha, this is Bravo.
Let's go, Bets.
I'm on you.
Solid copy. We'll be shifting to the backyard, over.
There's still a guy in that building.
Bravo, on me.
On your 6.
Alright, going across.
Got a guy inside of a building bearing 336.
1-1, 1-2, copy. We'll try to get a flank on it.
I dropped him. He's down.
Bets, you're in the open.
There's an enemy Shoka close to 1-1 to our west.
Enemy Shoka to the west.
Enemy Shulpa to the west.
Friendlies. Tag this. I'll get it.
Disregard.
1-4's hitting it. Woo! Where was that, bro?
Friendly.
I don't know where I'm getting shot from. Ooh.
What do you see, Sergeant?
Oh, I see him. He's in that
A lot
window.
of fire behind us. What window? Is he down?
Yeah.
We got, looks to be, break. Looks to be cook-off hitting the road, 317, 100 meters in front of our pod, over.
Bravo, let's move.
Yep, that's.
Copy.
I'm good. I'm on your 6.
Let's move through, get these last buildings, then let's hit that bunker.
Bravo, let's clear this building.
On you.
Oh, you can't get in these.
Disregard, this is not interval. Keep moving west.
The contact. 044 is fire.
044. 044, fire team.
Be advised, we just lost visual behind us.
Crossing.
047.
Lost visual behind house, 047.
Ow, Bravo
wait.
copies.
Ow!
Alpha's Bravo.
Bravo, South Center. Over.
Alpha's Bravo. Be advised, I'm gonna push my fire team across this road.
1-2 copies.
2-9er to the supermarket. Over.
Solid copy. We have security to the northeast this time. Over.
Solid copy on your last Bravo. Out.
Bravo, we're moving across the road. We're going there to the supermarket against the wall. Let's move.
On you.
Across the street to the supermarket. We're gonna give them some cover.
Friendly south.
Throw some nades in there.
Where's that? In the building?
Yep, in this one. Drag out. Go in, go in, go in.
Alpha's Bravo. Be advised, we are 7 people.
Cover Alpha while they move. Cover Alpha.
Alpha's Bravo. Be advised, there are friendlies to the south. Over. I got a man down.
On left.
Going right.
That's what your status is.
I'm in the building with Sergeant Munson.
Yeah, Roger, your buddy team member's down in the field.
Throw smoke.
Gonna hit the side of this building.
Look out.
There's guys right past it.
I'll get you, Juju. Hang on.
Bravo South. Over.
You gotta sit still. I can't bandage you. Oh, wait a second. Yes, I
Toss
can.
the frag over that Hesco. There's a guy right behind it.
Where? Point it.
Right behind that pile of wood. Nope, there's a guy flaring it.
Juju, you up?
Pushing up.
Yeah, I'm up.
Okay. I
Roll
got
it
your
up.
bandage.
Thanks. I was just getting broke and I need someone to do the.
Yeah, I had to use the other interact.
That's
Like,
Grover on me.
pain management as
In front of you.
possible.
Actual, this is Bravo. Over.
Yeah, go for actual.
Actual,
Thank
this is
you.
Bravo. Interrogative. Who is to our south? Over.
1-1.
Negative for 1-2.
Advise 1-1. I dropped one contact behind their position, roughly 20 meters. Over.
Copy. 1-1's 1-2.
You guys on me? Let's move.
There was a couple contacts spotted behind your lines.
Doorway
to the
front,
south
doorway left.
and
Going left.
West. We dropped
Opening.
them all.
Pie. Looks clear. Going left.
Door on right.
One right.
Looks clear. Oops, sorry. On you, Bets. I'll open you. You pie. Got it.
Roger. Oh, it opened into me.
Looks clear.
Alright, let's move
Going in, going left.
east onto the objective.
Got a haul.
1-1's 1-2.
Door to the right to the outside. Looks clear.
Oh, Mark.
I want to do it.
Okay.
Alpha's peeling east behind you. Actually.
What button did I use?
J. I think you said J.
I can't mark it.
Once that's marked, let's start moving northeast.
Ha, beat you.
072.
Actual is Bravo.
On your 6.
Bravo, Oscar Mike.
Alpha's eyes on 1-4. They're in the towers.
I hear audible.
Alright. I got a flash.
This side looks good.
Alright, going in.
Actual, this is Al
Okay,
or
flash it,
Bravo.
clear.
Over.
No.
Go.
This
You
door
want us to
doesn't
move
open.
across the street and clear out this compound? Over.
Yeah, go for it.
Bravo on me. Let's clear this
Is this
compound.
already clear, Pike?
On your 6.
I've been calling out to Lindsay to get you to clear it for ages and it's never happened.
Yeah, we're here.
Let's take this guy.
Let's take the right side of the road.
Get us
Wait, it is all clear? Yeah.
We're clear, Sergeant.
Is this clear?
It's
I'm
clear.
trying to get my sights all figured out. That's clear. Thank you.
Reloading.
Let's move to the other side.
Bravo, let's move to the other side of the road.
On you.
I think this is cleared out.
Yeah, roger that.
Hey,
just get in defensive positions.
is there anywhere that
Bravo copies.
Bravo, let's take up defensive positions.
Trying to spot that hasn't been taken.
Alpha, this is Bravo, over.
Bravo South, send it over.
Break. Did you say index, over?
Index.
Yep.
Yeah, just heard. Yeah, Alpha,
Bravo.
index,
Condition 4.
Over here to green smoke.
Rally on green smoke.
Get back.
Don't take it. That's mine.
No, it's alright.
I'll make this one, Mike. Did anybody use blood at all?
Negative for 1-4.
I thought I got that bug where once you
Negative
run
for
over something, like,
Hey,
you
lock
can't
that
run.
shit up.
Bravo, long whisper.
Make sure condition 4, your weapons, all that. I've been shot enough for one day. I don't need it to happen again.
Margaret, take your mag out.
Thought I did.
1-1 is 1-6. Make sure you guys are condition 4 when you guys come in over. Alright, squad leaders, let me know if you guys are all here.
Who's all here?
Charlie's all here.
1-4's all here, Alfie.
1-1 here.
We're all here.
One,
1-3 is all here.
2. Alright. Overall, that was pretty good. The things I need to bring up briefly are 2 ICs / 3 ICs. I know some of you guys were 2 ICs stepping up running the squads today. The 3 ICs, if that person goes down, you've got to be comfortable enough to hop up. I know 1-1, I believe, was without a squad leader there for a while, and 1-2 went back to look for you, and they went to Sergeant Carter's position, and he was hell and gone from you guys. So you guys need to hop on the radio and let them know where you are. You guys, that's part of the communication. It's letting each other know where you are. You can't just rely on blue 4 markers, especially if you know it's wrong. You can say, this is 1-1, 2 IC stepping up. We are, by the checkpoint on the south side or wherever you guys are. So, we had a squad full back to start looking for you, and that's one thing we don't ever need. We don't need our squads to fall off the line to look for a ghost. The other thing I saw is I don't see fucking any green X's on any of these buildings. I'm sure that some of you probably did, but when I looked around, I didn't see anything. We did have a couple. Overall, the clearing was really well. You guys cleared almost everything. I only found 1 or 2 guys that snuck through, like hiding out in a little love shack that didn't get cleared. Also, good use of the 40 mics. The Grenadiers did a much better job today of just laying down some hate on everything. We had 2 or 3 guys died inside a bunker, and the 40 mic landed outside on the other side of the bunker, and they still died. So make sure you're using that whenever we can to clear out bunkers and stuff. There's no reason for you guys to risk your neck. Who cleared out this little HQ building back here?
That was multiple elements of 1-4.
Good job, 1-4. Good use of the flash. You guys went in there and you could see the AI was reeling from that flashbang. You guys did an excellent job on clearing that out. Overall, the comms were pretty good, and yeah, I was pretty happy with what I saw. You guys are doing good. Put it over to medical.
From everything I saw, sir, everybody did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I was trying to get a KIA. You know, I'll let you know that the platoon medic asked if I could give a KIA, and then unsurprisingly, right after that, a Tunguska rolled up right in the middle of you guys. And,
Not a KIA, Masscast.
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I don't want everybody to die.
And yeah, you guys took that out 1-4. I was kind of pissed off because it died like as soon as you saw it. But, yeah,
Sorry
good
about
job.
that,
Yeah, I know. I'll get over it. All right, let's go down to squad leaders. 1-1.
Nothing from 1-1.
All right, thank you. 1-2.
Nothing LT.
1-3.
Thank you. From 1-3's perspective, it went well. I guess one thing I noticed that I didn't do, so I'm just as fault, but we weren't marking anything up, which I think that was specifically one thing that you had mentioned. Now, looking back, I'm like, okay, there were moments that I could have taken advantage of that. I think in all reality, we were communicating where everything was, and I think I was well informed. I felt as a squad leader that I knew where where they were getting engaged, so it wasn't to my disadvantage, but I know that was one thing that you had specifically mentioned that I didn't even do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just looked when you started talking. I was like, huh, they didn't put a single marker down.
Right.
Yeah, especially for like these static formations, the enemy fortifications. You guys, I intentionally put the objective markers down out of place. I wanted to see if you guys would mark them where they were supposed to be, and did not. So if you guys see something, especially a static emplacement like this, you know, this is a pretty significant threat. You know, there could be mortars in here. There could be. This is big enough for a helipad, probably. You guys got to mark that shit down and pass it up. Okay. Thank you. 1-3. 1-4.
Nothing from 1-4 LT.
Fucking on the spot as usual. 1-4. Everything I threw at you, like, it just fucking got vaporized. And 1-2 with the follow up.
We missed.
You weren't the only one. There was a couple misses, but yeah. Okay, open the floor, see your queue and chat. If questions, comments about anything we covered, anything about the live fire. Going once, going twice. All right, you are dismissed to your individual squad debrief. Squad leaders, just send me and Sergeant Reynolds an attendance for today, including any fill-ins you had and any absences. Thank you, guys. You're all dismissed.
Thank you, LT.
Thank you.
User left your channel. User left your channel. Channel switched. User joined your channel.
So how's the platoon training?
Good.